While Pirates of the Caribbean 6 is definitely happening, this does not necessarily mean that viewers will soon see Margot Robbie replace Johnny Depp as Jack, or Jackie, Sparrow in the next Pirates of the Caribbean movie. After years of speculation and uncertainty, veteran blockbuster producer Jerry Bruckheimer recently shed some light on the future of the troubled Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. 5 years after the release of the fifth movie in the series, Bruckheimer stated that Pirates of the Caribbean 6 was happening in an August 2022 interview, leading to intense speculation over the possible cast. This is a far cry from Bruckheimer's comments only a few months earlier when the producer admitted that two separate Pirates of the Caribbean projects were in development, but neither was certain to proceed anytime soon. This was bad news for anyone hoping to see the proposed Margot Robbie starring Pirates of the Caribbean spin-off that was first announced in late 2020. However, Bruckheimer's most recent comments might not be any better for viewers who want to see Robbie don Jack Sparrow's bandana anytime soon. It seems unlikely that the Pirates of the Caribbean producers would attempt to replace Johnny Depp's beloved character with Margot Robbie despite the actor's fame. After all, this would involve changing Sparrow's gender, as well as potentially alienating the vocal portion of the fan base who view Depp as a pivotal part of the Pirates of the Caribbean formula. However, anything is possible now that the franchise is up and running again, and there is a possibility that the Pirates of the Caribbean 6 project Bruckheimer promised will replace Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow, and that the movie might be the Robbie starring project first mentioned in December 2020 after all. Is Pirates of the Caribbean 6 happening? So far, all that Pirates of the Caribbean franchise fandom knows for sure is that some iteration of Pirates of the Caribbean 6 is happening. Bruckheimer said that the sequel was being written and that original movie co-writer Ted Elliott is working on the project. What he did not clarify is whether this sequel will ignore Robbie's spin-off, will take place in the same universe as Robbie's spin-off, but star other actors, or if the sequel is the Robbie starring spin-off. Bringing back the original Pirates of the Caribbean screenwriter for Pirates of the Caribbean 6 after Depp's departure might help the project to win back some fans of the franchise, but even Ted Elliott would likely have a hard time turning Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow into a female spin on the same character played by Margot Robbie. That said, this feat would not be impossible. Will Margot Robbie star in Pirates of the Caribbean 6? It is not yet clear whether Margot Robbie will star in the version of Pirates of the Caribbean 6 that Bruckheimer discussed in his August interview. Robbie was attached to a sixth Pirates of the Caribbean movie written by Birds of Prey scribe Christina Hodson in late 2020, and, in June 2022, Bruckheimer confirmed that this project was one of two Pirates of the Caribbean sequels which were currently in development. Since then there has been no further clarity, meaning Elliott could be working with Hudson on a Robbie-led Pirates of the Caribbean 6, or the screenwriter might be working on a separate, parallel project that has nothing to do with Robbie's Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Pirates of the Caribbean 6 must replace Jack Sparrow unless Johnny Depp returns, which his trial recently revealed the actor had no interest in. Pirates of the Caribbean 6 will need a new roguish antihero. The Pirates of the Caribbean franchise needs to replace Jack Sparrow, whose charismatic antics provided the bedrock of the series so far. However, this will not necessarily prove easy. Margot Robbie has always been popular at the box office, but her most recent role as an unhinged antihero leading a team of charming cutthroats, 2021's box office disappointment The Suicide Squad, did not augur well for her potential Pirates of the Caribbean franchise spin-off. That said, that movie suffered from post-pandemic box office reluctance and was also a violent, R-rated affair where Pirates of the Caribbean 6 would likely be a bigger, family-oriented blockbuster, both factors that could make her a more appealing lead for the sequel. Could Margot Robbie's movie be Pirates of the Caribbean 6? It is tough to tell whether the version of Pirates of the Caribbean 6 that Ted Elliott is working on is the Robbie starring project that Hudson was working on or an unrelated sequel. If it is the former, Robbie could be replacing Depp as Jack, or rather, Jacqueline, Sparrow. However, as an online debate rages over whether the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise can work without Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow, it seems foolhardy to try and replace the character without acknowledging the switch. Casting Robbie as a new heroine for the Pirates of the Caribbean series could potentially win over fans of Jack, but casting her as a reinvented spin on the existing character is more likely to annoy viewers and smack of desperation. Already, the Pirates of the Caribbean sequels that starred Depp's Jack Sparrow were criticized for their over-reliance on the character, and this issue could be made exponentially worse if Pirates of the Caribbean 6 brings back a new version of Jack without bringing back Depp. Is Margot Robbie likely to play Jack Sparrow? It seems very unlikely that Margot Robbie would play Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean 6. Bringing back Jack Sparrow would be hard enough for the sequel to pull off believably, but changing the character's gender would be such a big switch that the franchise would be better off dropping Depp's anti-hero entirely and introducing Robbie's new heroine. While this seems like a tough proposition, it is the least risky option available to the producers of a franchise that has lost its most profitable and popular star. There is a distant possibility that Margot Robbie will star in the version of Pirates of the Caribbean 6 that the original Pirates of the Caribbean scribe is currently working on and will play a version of Jack Sparrow in the movie. However, if this does happen, there is almost no way that this version of Pirates of the Caribbean 6 would win over existing Pirates of the Caribbean fans, and there is a high likelihood that the series would be better off casting Robbie as an entirely new fresh character